Good morning to you, friends. I don't know about you, Joan. I am wearing long pants.
Well, I'm glad because Stefano told you need to wear long pants.
He told us long pants
and galoshes.
And galoshes.
Yeah.
And I believe Sam is also wearing long pants, although I don't traditionally check to see if Sam is wearing pants every single morning.
Sam, are you wearing
pants? Why are you looking
pants?
at my waist, Dan?
I don't want to look at your waist. I'm just asking, you wearing long pants, yes or no? Give me a yes or no.
Always.
Okay, good. So we're all wearing long pants. Stefano would be happy.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. It's going to rain all day? Joan, is that what it is?
He says, yeah, it's going to rain off and on all day, heavy at times.
All right, very good. So roadways are going to be slick. Do you know where it is especially slick? Then I'm going to get down to business. Do you know where the roadways are especially slick and like during the fall? Underneath all those leaves?
Yeah.
So if you're like, we have where I live, Nonneville Road, there is like a hairpin curve. I call it Dead Dan curve. And
don't say that.
I didn't know. I do. That's what I call it, Dead Dan curve. And so I have been known on occasion to go a little fast on Dead Dan curve. And so one time it was raining, or it had just been raining, and it was during the fall. All these leaves had fallen down onto the roadway there at Dead Dan curve. And so I actually slid out a little bit there on Dead Dan curve. Now,
this morning you did?
No, this was a while ago.
Oh,
this was,
okay.
I think, last year at about the same time. And so it is just a reminder that if you're driving down the streets of your neighborhood or whatever, realize that if you got a bunch of leaves down there, it can be especially slick or slippery, or as we like to say on Nashville's Morning News, slickery.
Slickery. It's a new word. Somebody call Webster's.
Put a hashtag on it. Democrats are suing the Trump administration over SNAP benefits. Now, this is the latest on the shutdown. You heard Joan say we are in day, 29, you said, Joan?
29.
So remember the USDA, the agency in charge of those benefits, they directed the states essentially to withhold the benefits because the money is not there. Now, we've already had it. Now are we up to 13 votes now, Joan?
Yeah, because they voted yesterday. And again, the Democrats turned it down.
Are they even in the Senate chamber, the Democrats? Are they even bothering to show up at this point?
That's a good question. I didn't watch the proceedings, but
because I saw a very empty-looking chamber.
Yeah,
it's almost like John Thune, Senate Majority Leader, got to go in there and just gavel in and go through the process of taking a vote. But if nobody's there, then
sometimes they process in, like they just come in, give their vote, and walk back out again. It's not stand around and do anything.
Everybody knows what's going to happen.
Right.
But anyway, the reason why the Republicans did that, basically telling the states the money's not there, is because the funds, the SNAP benefits, which, of course, as everybody knows, on November 1st, which is going to be Saturday, those SNAP benefits, the food stamps and all that, not going to be available, right? So people are freaking out because this is going to be the first time that these SNAP benefits for folks that are on, food stamps and all that kind of stuff, not going to have them available. And so the funds need congressional appropriation. Remember, the government, of course, is shut down. Congress isn't there to appropriate said benefits or the money. So that's the problem. And if the Democrats would just do what they're supposed to do, well, then guess what would happen? They could do everything they need to do to get the government running, including appropriate that money. Brooke Rollins. Now, Brooke Rollins is the lady in charge of the USDA. Essentially, she is in charge of those SNAP benefits. And she was on Fox News, and she says, listen, here's the deal. The Democrats can scream all they want. The money's not there.
100% unequivocally, USDA does not have the $9.2 billion that it would require. There's not just pots of $9.2 billion sitting around. And what's particularly rich about New York saying that, or California, or any of these other blue states that have filed the lawsuit that say, oh, no, we're going to go, you guys, USDA, go find the money, is it's their very friends, partners, colleagues, Democrat elected officials that continue to vote over and over again to keep the government closed. Again, shame on them. I cannot begin to understand what they're thinking. Even their own union, right? Even their own federal government employee union, I don't know the exact name, is urging their own Democratic leaders to open the government back up.
That was a big deal. Remember we talked about that yesterday? Where we literally had the unions. I think they're based in Washington, D.C., federal employee union. And even they are saying, look, Chuck, Democrats, open the government back up because the union knows what I know and what you know. And that is that this is looking really bad for the Democrats. Coming up, I've got some audio from Harry Enton, who is punctuating my point. Because right now, you ask the American people who's at fault for this shutdown, and CNN again is blaming the Democrats, and the GOP right now, they're looking really good. Yes, the American people, how the GOP doing? You know, the GOP in Congress, how are they doing? And they are up big time, according to CNN.
Listen, Chuck Schumer's getting paid. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is getting paid, but our air traffic controllers not getting paid. Our food stamp recipients are not going to get their benefit beginning Saturday. Our law enforcement, those that are keeping us safe, not getting paid. It's just, it's unbelievable. And I've never seen anything like this. It's surely they're going to change their mind and vote to open any day now.
I don't know. You think they're going to vote to open up the government any day now?
No, because Orange Man bad.
Orange Man bad. You know, here's my question. Do you really believe that Chuck Schumer is keeping the government closed because he is afraid that he is going to be primaried by AOC? I think that that is legit. I do wonder is there any such thing, by the way, as a moderate Democrat anymore? I don't even know. Is there a moderate Democrat in the Senate? I don't know if there is, but I'm curious as to... Okay, but Fetterman doesn't count. He's basically an independent.
Yeah.
But other than Fetterman, there's a couple. There's 3 Democrats that are voting in with the Republicans to open up the government. And there are people that are saying, we are going to primary John Fetterman, right? That's what they're saying. They're going to primary John Fetterman. But I'm wondering if behind closed doors, if there is anybody within the radical portion of the Democrat Party within the Senate, which, by the way, I believe is all of them except for 3, because only 3, including Fetterman, have decided that they are going to vote to reopen the government. So you've got, Klobuchar, you've got Poconatus, you've got, I don't know, whoever they are, all the Senate Democrats. And they're basically, I'm wondering if they're realizing now, you know what? Maybe we've taken this a step too far. Now, I liked yesterday, by the way, this Brooke Rollins. Oh, one more thing, real quick. Remember Marsha Blackburn co-sponsored that bill to ensure that SNAP would get funded. It's called the Keep SNAP Funded Act, which would simply fund SNAP all by itself. You've got Marsha Blackburn, Senator, you've got Josh Hawley and other Republicans who are trying to push this through. So far, it is just sitting in the Appropriations Committee. So we'll have to see ultimately what happens with that. Yesterday, though, Brooke Rollins, I like what she said. You know what she said? She said, we had a Republican come in and fund the military. Remember that whole thing? Where is George Soros when you need him?
Listen, $9.2 billion, Boris. I don't want to speak on behalf of my boss, but if George Soros wants to step up and write a $9.2 billion check to keep those benefits moving for this for the month of November, I am guessing that would definitely be on the table. I mean, this is such an incredible American that kept those soldiers paid, the $130 million.
Yep. You know who that was, by the way? Have you heard who that was, Joan? The one that paid for the military? Guy by the name of Timothy Mellon.
So is he related to anybody with Mellon Bank?
I don't know.
Let's see.
Sounds like a Googleable moment. Thank goodness.
I have the answer.
Yes, Timothy Mellon. Is he part of the Mellon Bank familia?
He is the grandson of Andrew Mellon and an heir to the Mellon banking fortune.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to try to cancel Mellon Bank because he has the audacity to, fund the military?
I think they've already got it going on. They're already ready to do it.
I hope they have not actually done that.
Yeah.
Oh, these Democrats are so sinister. But you know what I've always said, Joan? Once you lose Jake Tapper from CNN, you've lost America. So he's got a New Mexico congresswoman, a woman by the name of Melanie Salazar. He's got her on his program there on CNN. I think CNN, Joan, is turning. Because you've got Harry Enton, who did a whole thing on how the American people are looking at the Democrats as the fault for the shutdown. Now, I know that other polling is going to perhaps tell you different things, but you've got Harry Enton, again, on CNN. I've got that audio for you coming up. But Jake Tapper, he's got this congresswoman, Democrat, on, Melanie Salazar, and he is all over her for not voting to reopen the government. Listen to this, because he does. I mean, good for Jake Tapper. He pushes back.
Should the Democratic senators from New Mexico, your home state, vote to open the government so that these SNAP funds are not at risk?
Let me be clear. The administration is choosing to starve American children with money that they already have appropriated.
I'm not applauding their
by
tactics.
The White House.
Well,
this is a choice by the White House.
This
they
is
are
also,
choosing
Congresswoman,
to cut
this is
off
also a
food
choice
assistance.
by Senate Democrats
No,
to not
it is
vote to
not.
open the government. Yes, it is. I understand why they're doing it. They're doing it because they want Medicaid funds restored. They're doing it because they want Obamacare premiums to be extended past the end of the year. I understand the reasoning.
Sir, let me just be clear. The money for contingency plans is sitting there. That is why the states are suing. The White House is withholding funds from
2 to 3
children
weeks worth
to
of SNAP
have
funds.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it may not be a big deal to you, but let me
It is
tell
a big
you
deal
that
to me.
So first of all, again, I played you the audio. Brooke Rollins is saying that is fake news. That money has not been appropriated by Congress. So they'll have to work all that out if they can actually do that. And Republicans are actually trying to get that legislation. Some Republicans are trying to get that legislation pushed through to be able to have those SNAP benefits available on November 1st. And again, I don't know where it stands right now. Maybe I'll try to get the senator on the phone. But this Melanie Stansbury, you hear the frustration with Jake Tapper. I mean, she is trying to feed him a BS sandwich, and he's like, no, I'm not going to let you sit here and lie to me and blow smoke while I know that you're lying about what is going on with this money. The Democrats have shut down the government. All the Republicans want to do is continue the conversation, continue the negotiation, and they've shut it down with this, lack of desire or willingness to sign off on this continuing resolution.
Grandparents, for grandparents
It is a big deal
that
to me.
literally are feeding their children.
My point is that it's a short-term solution.
In those accounts.
It's
it
a short-term.
Matter. At the end of the day, people need to be able to feed their families, and Saturday is when those funds run out.
If you feel so strongly,
we are fighting
Congresswoman,
to get
why
that
not
funding.
ask the Senate Democrats from New Mexico to vote to open the government so that the SNAP funds...
Sir, I am here in the House of Representatives. It is shut down. I am fighting to get the government reopened.
Oh, she's such a putz. Sir, I am in the hallways of the House of Representatives. Yeah, and you voted against the CR. That's number one. And number two, it is well known and well documented that it is your party, it is the Democrats that have decided to shut down the government. I mean, it's really not that hard. But I like when she said, sir.
The House of Representatives, it is shut down. I am fighting to get the government reopened. I am fighting to get funding put back into SNAP that is already existent. And I am fighting for the American people. I am here. But show me a single Republican that is here. Not a single one is here to make sure that Americans are fed on Saturday. That is why I am here.
That is so disingenuous. I mean, dare I say a lie? John Thune has been there. Mike Johnson has been there. Whole bunch of Republicans have just been walking around trying to figure out why they can't convince the Democrats to reopen the government.
Democratic Congresswoman Melanie Stansbury from New Mexico.
Yeah.
Should the
Jake just kind of gave up there at the end. Anyway, so here's the thing. CNN does have polling, and I think that the Democrats are really trying to. I think they are starting to panic, and so I'm gonna play that audio from Harry Enton with his usual flair, by the way, talking about how the American people are looking at the Democrats, and they're frustrated with the fact that the government is still shut down, and all these folks are not going to get their SNAP benefits, and the American people, they're looking at the Democrats. Super text line is open, by the way, 615-737-9986. By the way, inquiring minds want to know, Joan, did I actually pick up the phone and call that listener that I offended so horribly yesterday?
Yeah, I wanted to know, too.
Okay, well, you know what?
You're going to tease to the next break.
That's exactly what I'm going to do, Joan.
I knew it.
I'm going to tease to the next break, which is at, the next break after this coming break. The next...
Just give us a time.
Because I'm going to have I'm at about 5:35.
Talking Christmas break?
No. We'll talk about it at 5:35. As to whether or not, if you missed the 8 o'clock, 8:35 crisscross handoff, I was struggling with whether or not I should actually reach out to a listener that I horribly offended. And I when somebody sends me a very emotional email, I actually noticed that. And I wanted to, I was struggling whether or not I should actually call that person, personally.
I think the moral of the story here is if you want to get Dan's attention, all you have to do is emote.
Emoting is always good. If you want to, well, there's other things like chocolate, coffee.
Okay.
Anything sea salt. You want to get my attention? Anything sea salt. Now, if you combine the two, sea salt, chocolate, I am there any day of the week and twice on Sunday.
This has gone horribly off the rails.
Has it?
Yeah.
All right, well, then you know what, Joan? I blame you. And yes, the super text line is now working. We got a lot of nice people saying good morning. So good morning.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm. All right. So real quickly, no, I did not call the listener that I had horribly offended yesterday.
Good.
Everybody was, you, Murphy, and Chris Hand, y'all said, oh, don't call the person. And I totally understand what you folks are thinking. I totally understand what everybody's thinking, which is, we live, unfortunately, talk show hosts live to offend people, unfortunately. Like you can't, as a talk show host, you're going to offend people. I mean, unfortunately, that is just who we are. And that's part of our job, I guess, is if we're doing it right, not everybody's going to be happy. And every day, I like to consider myself doing my job correctly. And so every day we offend people and people don't like what we say. So I just decided, all right, you know what? As much as I care about my listeners and I consider each and every one of you my friends, I also can't be upset when somebody's upset with me. Even if it's somebody that I'm like, I just want to, make sure that you're okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just let it go. I'd let it go. And so I don't know if that person is listening or not. And
Nobody's singing "Let It Go, Let It Go."
I was waiting for waiting for Sam to start singing "Let It Go, Let It Go" because Sam is always singing in my ear. Which, by the way, have I told you, Sam? I actually find that a little distracting.
Hey, I'm traumatized by that song, so I would not regurgitate PTSD onto others.
All right, real quick. So, libs of TikTok.
Yes.
Do you remember a while back, and I forget even what the story was, but there was this story about how the Biden administration was utilizing TikTokers and social media influencers to spread their message. And they actually had scripts.
Yeah. Yes.
So I want you to listen to this. Now, there's some curse words in here, so I need to be careful. But if you're watching on Super Talk TV, you have a bearded individual on the left, and you've got a woman on the right wearing glasses. If you listen close...
Skeptic from the beginning, but I think we're about to find out that the Democratic shutdown strategy was genius because the Washington Post just broke some news.
A bombshell.
Enrollment isn't available.
Do you see how that... I mean, they're literally reading, Joan and Sam, the same script.
Yeah.
It is crazy. So now the question is, who is paying these people? Like if you watch and they're side by side, maybe I will repost that, which I'm going to do that right now. Actually, follow me on X at Dan Mandis Show. But who's paying these TikTok influencers to literally read a script. And you know what the other part of this is? If you need a script to try to tell a story, well, then obviously you don't really know the story all that well. Do you know what I mean? Like, can you imagine how easy your life would be if you woke up in the morning and you had some notes from the DNC and then all you had to do was recite it into the camera?
Yeah.
I mean, how great would that be if you are so inclined?
That's what Harry Sissons does.
What do you mean? Expand on that. What do you mean?
He was caught a couple months back. Him and another influencer, Aaron Piranhas, were reading the exact same script over something else. And, trying to call out the right and the Republicans and everything. They get these scripts sent to them from someone, I would assume the DNC at this point as well. Mm-hmm. And they're told to push it. And then it builds their ego up, which is how, when you reported the other day with that clip of, no Democrats ever called Trump a Nazi, and then he was confronted with the evidence, he had a literal brain twitch and could not comprehend what he was being told.
Yep. I mean, that's the thing. And these folks, like, if the Republicans sent me a script and were like, hey, we'll give you money if you read this, I would never in a million years do that. Now, I may agree with the Republicans on a bunch of stuff, but if they were like, here, read this script. No, I'm not going to do that. And what self-respecting person does do that? I mean, this is a thing, I don't know, do Republicans do this? Like, do Republican influencers actually read scripts? I mean, Sam, you're on more than I am, and I don't know about Joan, but I don't know if there's Republicans that actually read a script like this. This story, by the way, these two libs, do you know that they actually started the video with holy shh? They did.
Both of them?
Yes, that was actually in the script.
So I've got that audio of Aaron Piranhas and Harry, if you want it real quick, just to see how identical this stuff is.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kamala Harris to be prosecuted and thrown in jail. In a new statement on Truth Social, Donald Trump said, I'm looking at the large amount of money owed by the Democrats after the presidential election, and the fact that they admit to paying probably illegally $11 million to singer Beyonce for endorsement.
So, that is...
It's scary.
Propaganda.
Yeah.
Well, it's what it is, propaganda.
Yeah, but it is of the... And this is not me calling them... fascist Nazis, but it is of the exact same bread of propaganda as what the German government distributed in the 40s. The exact same scripts. Everybody said the same talking points.
That's what people... I used to have this hate listener that every day... What was the guy's name? What was Hitler's press guy? I can't remember now. But a guy used to text me all the time. I mean, he would email me and then he would text me all the time about Hitler's...
Otto Dietrich.
Okay, whatever. So that's not the guy I'm thinking. I'm thinking about a guy named Goebbels or Gables or something like
Joseph
that.
Goebbels.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So guy used to say that Trump had his minions and his press people, and they were like Hitler's propaganda people, which is crazy when you think about it, because when you look at Trump and you look at the fact that there's a lot of Republicans that actually disagree with him, this is where the whole no kings things, kind of comes into play as well. But my goodness, do you remember it was, I want to say a couple of years ago, Joan, when Biden was in office, and they had, it was like dozens of members of the media, and they were all reading the same script. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, oh my gosh! So you're gonna say that Donald Trump and his administration are reading talking points or whatever it is, but look at the actual members of the media that are reading a script. And I forget exactly what it was, whether it was Joe Biden, as sharp as a tack, whatever it was. I don't remember now, but oh my goodness, they were all literally in unison, spouting the same talking points, and these were not political hacks or people from an administration. These were members of the media. I mean, it's crazy when you think about it. And so, they have the audacity. These people on the left have the audacity to say, "Oh, Donald Trump's a king. Donald Trump's a king." It boggles my mind, and I know I say this a lot, but it boggles my mind the lack of intellect when it comes to their arguments. The lack of honesty when it comes to their arguments. The lack of genuine interest in actually finding a solution to the problems at hand. They don't have any of those things. You know, they're not coming, it's like I said the other day, they're not coming to the table with ideas, the Democrats. They simply don't. I like the whole No Kings thing, where we had all these people with their stupid little signs on their stupid little cardboard boxes, and I was asking the question, what solutions do you bring to the table?
Somebody sent on the super text line, Rick sent a great meme. It said, last week, no kings. This week, send me some food, king.
Yeah, no kings except a foreign-born judge in Illinois that's ordering one of the ICE commanders to report his every waking move to her.
Well, you know, the thing is, when you look at what the Democrats are doing and what the Democrats are bringing to the table, it isn't much. And that's why they're shutting down the government, because they actually don't have anything else, and they don't have anything but chaos. I think for the Democrats, their chief negotiation ploy is chaos and shutting down the government. And the problem that they have is that and I'll play the audio coming up after the news at 6, but if you look at what the American people's perception is of who is causing this government shutdown, it's the Democrats. And when you look at what they stand for, and I mean, I know we all say this, but you know, they stand for the celebration of abortion. Like the Democrat Party, as I often say, the Democrat Party is a death cult. They have this lust for abortion. They rejoiced at, you know, the murder of Charlie Kirk. They absolutely love these soft on crime policies that literally lead to murder and mayhem in the streets of the cities that they run. I mean, there's no other way to look at them other than as a death cult. And I don't say that lightly. I truly don't. But somebody please prove me wrong. I don't think anyone can. When you look at it, and that's only 3 of the points that I've made in the past. I think I've made some others in the past as well. So I think for the Democrats, I think, what do they, the jig is up? Is that what they say? Is it the jig is up or the gig is up? I don't remember.
The jig is up.
The jig is up?
The jig is up. The news is out. They finally found me.
What is a jig exactly? Do we know? Because trust me when I say, I know what it means when they say in radio, the gig is up. Joan and I know that. We talked about getting fired yesterday. Anyway, so yeah, there you go.
The jig is up.
The jig is up.
Scheme or deception is revealed or foiled.
Okay. Well, then the jig is up.
That's from Oxford.
I was quoting Styx.
The band?
Renegade.
Renegade?
Yeah, the jig is up. The news is out. They finally found me. A renegade.
Opening line of Renegade. Look at you. You know what, Joan? This is Sam kissing my ever-loving arse. Because I actually like Kiss a lot. Not Kiss. Styx. Kiss I could,
You can see them when they come to town next year?
Styx?
Mm-hmm.
Nah. No. They let go of the original lead singer of Styx. And I'm not a huge fan of the current sound. I like the classic sound. Best Styx song ever. Do you know what it is? What do you think? Very, very quickly.
I'm going with Renegade.
You going with Renegade?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I like Renegade. Okay. What do you think, Dan?
Mr. Roboto.
Oh, okay.
That song gave me nightmares.
See, Sam is laughing because Mr. Roboto is universally known as one of the worst rock and roll songs ever.
I mean, I think the actual music structure in it, they tried to do the Queen thing, right? They tried to have a rock opera.
Yeah.
But the music video was shown to me when I was like 5, and I had nightmares. It ruined the song for me.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
I like the Best of Times.
Best of Times is that whole album is fantastic.
Yes.
But Mr. Roboto, and also the other one that I like that people commonly say is one of the worst songs ever of all time, is by Jefferson Starship, We Built This City.
Oh,
I love that song too. Apparently I like all the music that people universally say sucks.
Well, even all the bad songs from that era are still better than 90% of today's music.
Ooh. Them's fighting words. Okay. Hey, Joan, do you know when I realized that I was old? Hey, lady, Joan.
Yeah.
Do you know when I realized that I was old?
When did you?
Is when I realized that I did not know any of the songs in the top 40.
Yeah.
And I was only about 26, 27.
Oh.
That's bad.
Yeah, it was terrible.
There was some great songs in the top 40 30 years ago.
I'm sure there were. 30 years ago, I was 27. There you go. 30 years ago, I was 27. And I didn't know any of the music.
You have to stop and think about that. I just wanted to take note of that.
Let's see. 0330 says Crystal Ball. Well, look up. Okay, real quick. Look up the top 40 from 30 years ago, Sam.
Already did.
All right. Tell me some of the songs. Maybe I do know some.
Number 1, Gangsta's Paradise, Coolio, featuring LV.
Can't imagine why I don't know that song.
Waterfalls by TLC.
Okay, now, in fairness to me, Amy loves that song, and she has force-fed me that song. Next.
Creep, which I'm pretty sure was popularized by Radiohead.
Nope. Don't know it.
I'm a creep. No?
Keep going.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Kiss from a Rose by Seal.
Okay.
On Bended Knee, Boys to Men. Another Night, Real McCoy. Fantasy, Mariah Carey. Take a Bow, Madonna. Don't Take It Personal. Just One of Them Days, Monica. This Is How We Do It, Montel Jordan. I Know, Dion Ferris. Water Runs Dry, Boys to Men. Freak Like Me, Adina Howard. Run Around, Blues Traveler.
I like Run Around.
Yeah.
It took, like 15 to finally get to a song that I know?
Yeah. That was, we were hitting peak R&B and hip hop in 95.
By the way, Styx is Tommy Shaw. You know that he lives here in Nashville.
So many former rockers.
He does. He lives in Nashville. So, I would love to get him on sometime, but I don't think that I'd be able to. But it'd be great to interview Tommy Shaw from Styx. I could say, hey, Tommy, why did you fire Dennis DeYoung, the original lead singer of... I don't think he'll come on after I said that.
I'm about to say, that'll end in a well Dan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, can you imagine being well danned by Tommy Shaw?
You should start collecting famous well dans.
Oh, my God, that'd be awesome.